All right, we got some American Thanksgiving football games on Thursday. Three of them: Bears, Lions, Giants, Cowboys, Dolphins, Packers. We're going to look at each of them, try to find some prop picks to play. Starting with the Bears, Lions. So the Bears defense is better versus the pass than they are the run. So I think Detroit's path to victory here is through the rushing game. I'm not going to touch this Jared Goff 248. I think that's right about where he'll be. So I'm going to leave that alone. Caleb Williams, we have the opposite story with Detroit. Detroit's pass defense is the weaker of their two. They're decent versus the run, not so good versus the pass. I'm taking Caleb Williams over 227. If you want to partner that up with 2 touchdowns, you get a plus 188. Don't mind that. Jared Goff, I'll just leave that alone. As far as the receivers go, the Bears, I'm having a hard time picking who will be the receiver that week. Last week it was Keenan Allen that went off. DJ Moore had a good game. Doomsday, a little less. So I'm going to take the 54 with DJ Moore. Keenan Allen, I think I'll leave alone. I mean, he had 80 plus yards last week, but I've kind of given up on Cole Kmet here at 31.5 yards. I'm thinking over for Williams, so I think Kmet's going to get some yards. Doomsday's right around where I expect him to be. And DeAndre Swift, I think, is a decent pick here at 13.5. He gets some receiving yards. I don't think he's going to do much rushing this game, so they're going to have to use him with just a little dink and dunks. Get some DeAndre Swift here. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he can go off any game, but he can also be right around this number, 65 yards. I think I'm going to leave that alone, and I'm going to go with Jameson Williams, 47.5. He could break one any play. Sam Laporte has been up and down. I'll leave that alone. Tim Patrick's been showing up a little bit. 21.5 is not scary. I think I'm going to leave it alone, but it's a very reasonable play. And then Gibbs and Montgomery. I think Montgomery had more yards receiving last week, but Gibbs, I would say, is traditionally the pass catcher out of the backfield. So you can go with either of those. I'm going to leave both of them alone, and I'm going to focus on the rushing game. Jahmyr Gibbs, 71.5. His over-under keeps creeping up. I'm going to keep playing it, though. He looks as good as it gets right now in the backfield. Montgomery, I feel, is a little bit banged up. This 15.5 is not a big number. Playing both running backs here is not a bad thing, but I think I'll just leave that one alone. And I'm not going to take Swift, and I'm not going to take David Montgomery here. Rushing, receiving, 66. I think it's a reasonable play. Same with the Gibbs, rushing, receiving. That's the way I see the Bears Lions game. Caleb Williams over 227 passing. Caleb Williams 1.5 passing TDs. DJ Moore 54 yards. Cole Kmet 31.5. DeAndre Swift over 13 receiving. Jameson Williams 47.5 receiving. Jahmyr Gibbs 71 rushing. Montgomery 66.5 rushing and receiving. And Jahmyr Gibbs 96.5 rushing receiving. All right, we're on to the Cowboys and the Giants. We don't have anything for the Giants here passing. I wouldn't take it anyway. This is such a dud of a game for a Thursday, for a Thanksgiving. Cooper Rush 209. Can't believe it, but I think I'm actually going to bet on Cooper Rush. 209 is not the biggest number. He's been spamming the ball to Lamb. I think he ends up with this. The Giants don't really scare me. So because he's spamming the ball to Lamb, I'm going to take Lamb without even thinking. 67.5, no problem. I'm going to leave Rico Dowdle receiving yards alone. And that's all we have right now for the Cowboys. This is such an ugly game. Malik Neighbors has been a bit of the squeaky wheel. We've seen earlier in the season he can be an elite wide receiver. I don't know what we're going to see. This 67.5 is tempting, but who knows what the Giants are going to do offensively. Wendell Robinson, 34.5. I think he actually hits that. Tyrone Tracy here, 11.5. I don't think that is the worst number here. I can see a lot of just little dink and dunks. Tracy could easily get 11.5 yards. I don't mind this Dowdle number here, 68.5. The Giants got shredded last week by Bucky Irvin. I'm fine taking that. I'm not taking Tyrone Tracy. Respect the player. Don't think this is the game he's getting in here. I'm going to leave it at that for the Cowboys game. We got Cooper Rush over 209. CeeDee Lamb 67.5. This might be my favorite one right here. It might even look at the alternative yards. Wendell Robinson 34.5. Tyrone Tracy 11.5. Rico Dowdle 68.5 rushing. All right, we're on to the nightcap. We got the Miami Dolphins, Green Bay Packers. Both these teams are coming off decisive wins. Packers over the 49ers. The Dolphins over the Patriots. I like Tua here to get 240. I'm struggling a little bit with the Jordan Love pick. I like Love. Solid player, but they've been up and down with their passing game. They've been relying heavily on the running back, Josh Jacobs. So this one I think I'm just going to lay off. So Tyreek Hill, obviously he can go off any game. Teams have been holding him in check. So I'm going to leave this 62 alone. I'm going to take Waddle. He had a big week last week. I think he continues. And then I'm also going to take Jonnu Smith. I've been riding Smith for the last couple weeks, and he hasn't disappointed. HN here, 29.5. Should be right around there. He could go for 100. He can go, for 12. I'm going to lay it off. The Packers, for me, are hard to predict who's going to get the receiving yards. To me, Jaden Reed is their most athletic. He's their top-notch receiver. But they don't always go to. Sometimes it's Dobbs. Sometimes it's Watson or Wicks. So it's hard for me to pick them. Dobbs is out. I'm going to take Jaden Reed. Cost me money in the past. Hopefully he makes me money today. Tucker Kraft's right about where I expect him, 31.5. Josh Jacobs, 14.5. He's running the ball. He's not catching the ball. Wicks is big play dependent, I think. And Watson, up and down. I'm just going to leave these guys alone. I'm going to take both running backs here. Achane, 55.5. And Josh Jacobs, 71.5. Green Bay's been leaning on Jacobs, and he's been showing up. Achane should get his looks. 55.5 is not a big number. I'm taking both. We got a 90 for both Achane and Jacobs for the over-under and the rush receiving. I'm just going to take them for the rushing yards. Might regret that later in the day, but right now, just taking the rushing yards. So that's the way I see the nightcap. Tua Tagovailoa, 240. Jalen Waddle, 44.5. Jonnu Smith, 48.5. Jaden Reed, 48.5. Achane, 55.5 rushing. Josh Jacobs, 71.5 rushing. There you go. We ran through all Thanksgiving games. You tell me what to get right, what to get wrong. What are you betting on? Hope you got some turkey in you. Have a good day. If you like gambling content, be sure to like and subscribe. We'll be here with daily videos for you. Good luck, and may the odds always be in your favor.